actually 33 ingredients in the WhamBams.
Yeah, all high in antioxidants. You haven't got any great quantity of any one single item, but they all have different or the same antioxidants. Some have unique antioxidants. Curcumin is a unique antioxidant that's in turmeric, and there's a lot of that in the bars. We've got extra curcumin as well as the stuff that's in the turmeric, and they all combine synergistically, and you can eat as many as you want, really. But you find, because it stimulates your gluconeogenesis from the fats, that your blood glucose levels are high, and you don't need to eat a lot. You know, a quarter of a bar will last you a couple of hours.
So the WhamBams have 33 different ingredients, and you've all chosen them for certain reasons because they are high in all these things you've just mentioned before. Can you just pick a few and tell us more about them individually?
It's pretty hard to pick a few because they're all like trying to pick out your favourite kid. Obviously curcumin is one of the top ones, so too is pepper. I think the linseed and the chia meal are very important. The rose hips is very important. All the other things, your beetroot powder, the maca powder, the brewer's yeast, which provides B complex, the hemp seed paste, which is very beneficial, lots of omega fatty acids. The omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid ratio in the bars is pretty good. I've chosen a lot of those that have high omega-3s. They're all plant-based as well, accidentally, but they turned out to be all plant-based. And
That's good.
they're quite sustaining. But because they're all different, they all have different polyphenols, but the polyphenol load in the bars is quite large because each component has its own polyphenols in high levels.
And they taste very sweet. They contain a lot of dates.
Dates are very good.
And you are absolutely against sugar. You don't eat anything that contains sugar. Can you quickly explain what the difference is between the sugar in WhamBams in the dates and just ordinary sugar?
Every food has sugar. Basically, it's part of the natural form of things. Nature puts fibre with it and other compounds, and you've got a complexity of sugars. You haven't just got glucose and fructose, you've got the long chain sugars such as D-mannose, etc., etc. And dates are the fruit that's high in sugar, but it's also a fruit that doesn't give you an insulin spike because it releases the sugars quite slowly. Which is what you want, and they will sustain you during a longer period rather than a quick hit from a juice or something like that, which is very unhealthy.
Well, I'm passionate about health anyway, and so I always like to include these types of things into my diet, especially turmeric being one of them. And this is a really creative and easy way to eat it. It is quite like a hot spice, and to eat it in this way is really delicious. And obviously, it's amazing for inflammation and everything that comes with it. So yeah, I like to just have it during and after training, maybe after a morning surf, that kind of thing. Just helps me recover a lot faster, which is awesome. Probably about 6 months, I guess, I've been eating WhamBams. Wasn't really using any other kind of product like that else. I was always just trying to add these things into smoothies and that kind of stuff without it tasting disgusting, you know. So, but the WhamBams is just, yeah, it's just a really good way of actually consuming turmeric being one of them and everything else that's in it.
I've been eating WhamBams for quite a while now, probably well over a year or two now, and I found that the impact was so significant that I literally made them a daily habit, to the point that now instead of eating like protein bars and other things along the day, I just nibble on my turmeric all day. But I just love the idea, as a female in my early 40s, getting to that point that I really need to start preparing my body for menopause, and that's why I started having the WhamBams years ago. So now that I know that I can have something that's been formulated with all the beautiful ingredients that are going to soothe my body going into menopause, I'm super excited, and I feel like I've got the trust in Dr. Doug that I can actually, you know, handle that process a little bit more maturely.